Let's work with inserting a picture. If you go to your Insert tab, and there's two different ways to insert a picture. If you have a picture on your hard drive, you click on this Pictures link under the Illustrations group. If you want to insert a picture from the internet, you can click on the online pictures and search for a picture on the internet. So I'm going to go to the pictures, and I'm on my pictures directory. And as you can see here, I've got a lot of pictures of alpacas. My sister happens to raise alpacas, and I'm going to load one of these pictures of my favorite one of the alpacas. Now you see here, if I click on that picture and try and drag it around, it's not going anywhere. In order to change this, you can go right up here to the wrap text, or you can right click. I need to close that. You can right click and click on wrap text. And if you select tight, now I can move this picture around. Now one of the things I want to do with this picture is I want to remove all this extra space here. I don't need all of this over here, and I don't need that up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to the Format the Pictures toolbar, and I'm going to go over here to Crop, and I can do one of two things. I can either crop it and remove the extra, or I can crop it to a different shape. If I want to make this a different shape, say I want to make it, pick something that will apply to this picture. I'll show you what I mean. If I make this a triangle, you see I'm going to cut Bo's head off. So I don't want to do that. If I go back here to crop to shape, I can make it maybe one of these. Well, that doesn't really work either because I'm cropping off his legs, but I'm not cropping off what I want. So I could crop it to another shape. Let's try this. Okay, that would sort of work, but what I really want to do, you get the idea how you can crop that to shape. If I want to manually crop this, these dark bars show, and the corners, if I drag this corner down, you see there how that works, but I don't want to do that. I hit Control Z to undo. I want to drag this over to where I'm just cropping off the grass area, and I still have that cropped shape set there, but that doesn't look too bad. I can also take that crop to shape off, so I can change it back to a rectangle, and now I can move that picture around. Some other things that I can do is I can put a border on this, and I can put the border, and you can open up this toolbar here, and there's the color that I want. I want red because of the barn, but I want the width bolder. And as I click on this, see how wide that's getting? I could also do a dash style. I can do a dash around that. Or I'm going to go back to solid, but let me see what the dotted line would be. Well, I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there. So that's one thing that you can do. You can also add picture effects. You can do any of these. You can do a 3D rotation. This bevel makes it look like keyboard keys. The soft edges, you can put soft edges on it and see how that looks. Doesn't that make him look innocent? I sort of like that because this alpaca is anything but innocent. I'm going to type some text. Bo is always in trouble for something, and I'm going to bold this because I want to show you what you can do with it. I'm going to move this down a little bit so it's farther down here, and say I want to put this picture here. Oh, but doesn't that look awful? You can't really read it. So what do? If I go back up here to the picture toolbar and I go click on bring forward, and I say bring this picture in front of the text. Now you see how if I move the picture around, what it does to the text. So I'm just going to click that back to bring forward. Try bring backwards. In back of the text, you can get all of the text to one side, that either side. If you want it moved down below the picture, you're going to have to press enter to get it down below the picture. Or you can leave it up above, whichever. If you want to move it down and leave it up above. Whatever you want to do with the picture, then that's up to you. The picture layout, this is what you call smart art. And we're not really going to use it right now, but we will use that in Excel. So this is just different ways that you could set up the picture. There's other things that you can do with alignment. You can play with these. There's custom-made standardized borders there. There's artistic effects. If you look at your artistic effects, you have to have sort of the right picture in order to do this. It really changes your picture. And it's still loading here. Okay, I can change the color. Come on. Okay, see how that artistic effect really changes that? I really don't care for that. So I'm going to undo that. Okay, it's supposed to be undoing it. There's my bow back. But there also, you can change the color. You can make it different colors. You can make the background really bright. You can see the picture behind there, but I don't want to do that in this case. You can remove the background from some of these, and you have to play with it to see. If I did that, remove this background, if I say keep changes, you see what happens? It's really, you have to play with your picture and see if some of these tools work. So that's the big thing for pictures. I wanted to give you an idea of how I play with pictures and how I play with text in connection with pictures. If you want to get text over the top of the picture, what I would do is I would insert a text box. I would go to Insert, over here on the right hand side, to insert a text box, and I would insert just a standard text box. This is a simple text box, and I would insert all of this text into it. I would copy that, and I would put all that information there, and what I did was I used the Control-C to copy and the Control-V. Now on your text box, it's sort of like your picture. If you go up here to the Format toolbar, you can fill that text box with color. This is the text fill color. So you can change the color of your text. How about if I change it to red to where it will stand out? Okay, now I can fill the shape with color. Fill the shape, say I want it in a, let's do it in a blue. That's ugly. There, okay. Now I can make this text box wider. I can put a border around it. Shape outline. I'm just doing these in really strange colors so that you can see how dramatic. Okay, see the border? I'm making the border larger. Now I can take this text box and put it right on top of the picture. Okay, so see how that is? There's different ways to do your text box. There's other things that you can do. You can align your text. You can wrap text on this. You can send it to the back of the picture. So you just have to see how you want to do this. You can round off the corners of your text box if you want to. So play with those. So isn't that more interesting than just a small picture and I like the shading there. So, okay, so that's it for text boxes and pictures.